Hey, hurry up and get dinner ready. And you haven't done the laundry either.
Xander, I'm on my way home from work right now. I told you I had to stay late because of overtime, remember?
Don't give me excuses. You weren't even home when I got back from work. You're failing as a wife. I've already told you if you don't shape up, I'm going to divorce you.
Even if you say that.
Don't start making excuses again.
I'm working too, you know. It would be nice if you considered splitting the household chores.
I told you to stop with the excuses.
I'm sorry.
Do you think apologizing is gonna fix anything? Do you actually want me to divorce you?
Yes, that would be fine. In fact, I already filed for divorce.
What?
I just came back from the city office where I submitted the divorce papers to the after-hours reception. I have no intention of returning home. That's why I packed my things before heading to work today.
Wait, what? Hey, hold on a second. You need divorce papers to get divorced.
About that, do I even need to ask where the divorce papers are? How many times have you thrown signed divorce papers in my face screaming about divorcing me? It's been countless, right?
I only did that to motivate you, to make you a better wife. I didn't mean it for real.
Well, looking at the massive stack of divorce papers you've shoved at me over the years, anyone would think you were pretty serious about it. It's a little hard to see it any other way.
But I told you it wasn't like that.
Anyway, the papers have been submitted and we are now officially no longer married. As for the things I left behind at your place, I don't need them anymore. Feel free to throw them away.
You even moved your stuff out already? Damn it, I'm gonna sue you for damages. How about that?
Huh?
Do you know how much I'll make you pay in compensation? Hundreds, maybe.
If we're talking about compensation, you'll probably be hearing from my lawyer soon. Please look forward to it.
What? Why the lawyer?
Well then, goodbye.
Hey, Bethany! What's this about a certified letter showing up talking about alimony? What the hell is going on?
If you got the certified mail, you should know what it's about.
I didn't do anything that'd make me owe you alimony. This is insane!
Have you actually read the documents I sent you?
Something about me cheating, right? That's nonsense. You've got no proof, so stop trying to scare me. You're just doing this because you're panicking over how you'll get by now that we're divorced and you want a lump sum. Well, I'm not falling for it. You can forget it.
Xander, don't you realize that the very fact a professional lawyer is involved means there's already proof of your infidelity?
What?
I have enough evidence to make a strong case, which is why my lawyer agreed to take it on. Unlike certain people who throw around threats of alimony without any basis, my case actually holds up. You didn't think things through, did you?
You can't be serious.
Oh, and another thing, my financial situation is fine, thank you very much. I wasn't struggling to make ends meet. In fact, I was earning more than you were.
What?
Yep. So no, I don't need your money to survive. But I do expect you to pay the alimony that you owe, and let me be clear, I will only accept a lump sum payment. No installments or dragging it out.
Bethany, I need to talk to you about something.
What is it? I've already received the full amount of the alimony, and we're not exactly on terms where you can just casually ask me for advice. Honestly, I'm planning to block you any moment now. So I'd rather you stop contacting me altogether.
Well, actually, I was wondering if you could, temporarily return the alimony.
What? Do you even understand what alimony is? You want me to return it? Seriously?
You see, the thing is,
The thing is what?
I got hit with another alimony demand from Avery, too.
Oh, Avery. Right, your mistress. The one you started dating after you lied about being single. She's the wealthy girl, isn't she?
I mean, we loved each other so much, but now she's suddenly demanding alimony to break up? It doesn't make sense.
You can't actually be saying that, right? Like, are you seriously pulling this poor misunderstood guy act right now? You've got to be kidding me.
Huh?
I mean, let's be real here. You do realize you could have been slapped with a lawsuit for marriage fraud, right? What are you even talking about, acting like the victim in this?
Marriage fraud? What are you even talking about? I didn't commit any fraud.
You don't even see it, do you? You are such a disaster. You lied to her, pretended you were single, and started a relationship with her. If money or any kind of marriage arrangement has gotten involved, this would have been a whole different legal mess. You should be thankful you're only dealing with alimony.
Are you serious? But how? How did Avery even find out that I was married? I mean, right after I paid you the alimony, she hit me with her own demand out of nowhere. This is crazy. I'm almost out of money, and now I don't even know if I'll have enough to cover my living expenses. If this keeps up, I'll not only run out of savings, but I might end up in debt. It's insane.
You really are hopelessly stupid.
What did you just say?
Did you seriously not get it? Did it never cross your mind that maybe, just maybe, Avery and I coordinated this? That we were in contact?
What?
You didn't even consider that, huh? Of course not. Well, let me fill you in on something you seem to have missed. The reason I found out about your affair with Avery in the first place was because her parents reached out to me.
Her parents? Wait, what do they have to do with this?
Yeah, it turns out that when you're dating the daughter of a prominent, wealthy family, they tend to do their homework. It's not like they're just going to let anyone date their daughter. So they dug into your background and found out that, surprise, you were married. And once they knew, they contacted me directly. They told me everything, with proof, by the way. They even said, your husband is cheating on you and pretending to be single. He's deceiving our daughter. They had all the receipts, Xander.
Wait, what? Are you telling me her parents got involved in this too?
Of course they did. She's their daughter. They care about her. They were the ones who did the digging and figured out the truth. They weren't about to let their little girl get played by a two-timing jerk like you. And once they knew, they made sure I knew too, with every single detail laid out clearly.
I can't believe this! So that's how all this happened?
Yep. They reached out to me first, and then they let Avery in on the truth once they knew I was taking action. The reason her alimony demand came after mine was just because they prioritized making sure I was okay first. Honestly, I think they were being pretty considerate.
So you're telling me I got double-teamed by you and Avery's family?
Exactly, and I'm sure if things had gone a little differently, if they hadn't found out when they did, you'd be facing much worse than just alimony payments from both sides.
This is unbelievable!
It's actually completely believable. You dug your own grave, Xander. Now you get to lie in it.
But what am I supposed to do now? I'm completely screwed. I don't have enough to pay Avery's alimony on top of everything else. I'm running out of options here.
Well, that sounds like your problem now. I've done my part, and frankly, I couldn't care less what happens to you. You're the one who created this mess, so you're the one who has to deal with the consequences. Good luck with that. You're going to need it.
Bethany, please, isn't there anything you can do to help me out? Just this once?
Not a chance. You made your bed, and now you're going to sleep in it. Have a nice life.
I've ended up in debt, and now it's out that Avery is the daughter of a client company's president. I can't even stay at my job anymore. I have to quit. Even my mom disowned me after finding out the whole story. It's just been the two of us, me and my mom, this whole time, since I grew up in a single-parent household.
Annoying. I just finished work, and I'm finally getting a moment to relax. I don't want to see your whiny messages. Actually, scratch that. I don't want any messages from you ever.
But
I was thinking of watching your behavior for a bit before blocking you, but you know what? Forget it. You're irritating, and honestly, you're just a hassle to deal with.
I'm worried about my mom. I care about her.
What?
You and my mom used to get along, right? That's why I want to ask for your advice.
Advice, huh?
My dad passed away when I was 22, and all my grandparents are gone too. If my mom disowns me, she'll be all alone. It'll be just her from now on, living in loneliness.
Hold on, did your mom disown you without telling you anything?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, your mom, she got married to a man she's been dating for the last 3 years. He's the same age as her.
What?
What are you trying to say? Calm down. Jeez, it's not that hard to type married, is it?
Wait, married? My mom is married? What do you mean?
Yeah, she got married. And since you clearly don't know, your mom's already planning for the future. Once she retires, she and her husband are moving into a retirement home together. They've already started preparing for that life.
They've already decided all that? And wait, why do you know all this? I'm her son. She never told me anything.
Well, she and I had plenty of conversations about love and relationships, woman-to-woman stuff. She probably told me first because of that, but you? She probably didn't get a chance to tell you because right when she was going to, she found out what you'd done.
What I done?
Let's see, you betrayed me, your wife, by cheating, and then you lied to your mistress, Avery, and told her you were single. When your mom found out about all this, she was absolutely devastated. She cried, apologized to me and Avery over and over again.
Mom cried?
Yeah, your mom's new boyfriend, her husband, was really concerned about her and tried his best to cheer her up. They ended up rushing their wedding because of the emotional toll it all took on her.
So, am I the only one left alone in all of this? Bethany! Finally, I'm back! Sorry to keep you waiting.
Who is this?
Your husband!
My husband? The phone number doesn't match the one of my fiancé.
It's me, Xander!
What?
Yeah, I know the number's different. That's because I had to change it.
I had you blocked. You actually went out of your way to change your number just to contact me? That is really creepy.
Yeah, the number's different because I couldn't afford my phone bill for a while, so it got cut off. But guess what? I finally finished paying off all my debts. That means I could get a new phone and sign a fresh contract.
Wow. So you finally managed to pay everything off? How commendable.
Yeah, I've been working like crazy to fill the void, you know? Being all alone, it's tough. It's only been a few years, but it felt like an eternity.
So let me get this straight. You're saying that you got a new phone and that's why your number's different?
Exactly, and I'll make sure you save this number in your contacts, all right?
I'd rather not.
Oh, come on, don't be like that. I get how you're feeling.
My feelings? What are you talking about?
I heard you're still single. You know what that means, right?
And what exactly does that mean?
It means, I knew it, you've been waiting for me all this time. It's got me really emotional, honestly, so I've got the marriage papers ready. Let's fill them out and submit them to the city office today. Then we can finally start living together.
Huh?
By the way, where are you living now? I'll come right over.
As if I'd tell you.
Wait, why not? If you don't tell me, I can't come see you.
I don't want you to come.
What?
Sure, I am technically single at the moment, but I am living with my fiancé.
What?
Yeah, he's nothing like you. He's kind, considerate, and he helped me heal after everything you put me through. I don't need you. He's the one I'm going to marry.
You've got to be kidding me. No way, this can't be real. Tell me you're lying.
You are so annoying.
What?
Maybe it's time I consider changing my phone number too.
Bethany!
For now, I'm just going to block you again. Bye.
Bethany!
Several years have passed since all that chaos unfolded, and just when I thought I had completely left that part of my life behind, something absolutely absurd happened. Fortunately, I now find myself living in a different region, having moved away with my family to start anew. We've settled into a completely new area where we have no previous connections, so I don't have to worry about anyone from my past unexpectedly showing up at my doorstep. This gives me a great sense of relief, knowing that I've severed all ties to that old life filled with drama and heartache. As time passed, I assumed that my ex-husband Xander had finally given up on trying to rekindle our relationship. After everything that happened between us, it seemed evident there was no point in pursuing a reconciliation, especially considering the mess he had created. I thought I wouldn't hear about him again after I moved away, but, of course, it seems that drama follows him like a shadow. Now there's an unexpected twist in his chaotic saga. It turns out that after he realized getting back together with me was hopeless, he set his sights on Avery, the woman he cheated on me with. One might assume that after everything he put me through, he would learn from his mistakes and find a sensible way to move on. But no, Xander doesn't do sensible. Instead, he decided to pay an unannounced visit to Avery's residence, which happens to be a high-end apartment tower, a place with impressive security features. You would think that gaining access to such a location would be challenging, especially for someone with no legitimate business being there, but somehow Xander, in his usual reckless fashion, managed to bypass all security measures. I can only guess how he managed to pull that off. Maybe he sweet-talked the security personnel, or perhaps he simply got lucky. Regardless, he found his way to what he believed was Avery's apartment, and there he made an absolute fool of himself by professing his love for her. But instead of finding Avery waiting for him, he was met with a different reality. Avery had already moved out. When the door finally opened, the person who greeted him wasn't the woman he was desperately seeking, but a small, unassuming man who had no idea what was going on. This new tenant had probably been enjoying a quiet day at home when Xander's antics interrupted his peace. Instead of stepping back and realizing that Avery had moved on, both physically and emotionally, Xander jumped to the ludicrous conclusion that this man must be Avery's new boyfriend. Fueled by jealousy and desperation, he lost all sense of control. He didn't just confront this stranger, he exploded in a fit of rage, yelling and causing a huge commotion in the hallway. His irrational behavior escalated quickly, resulting in him attacking not just the man, but also the apartment itself. In his blind fury, he destroyed several pieces of valuable furniture and exquisite decor, some of which were worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. By the time the building security team finally responded, it was too late. The damage had already been done. They escorted Xander out of the building, but not without serious repercussions. The new resident was not going to let this incident slide without taking action. He pressed charges, and on top of that, Xander faced a hefty bill for all the destruction he had caused. The cost of repair and compensation mounted up to a staggering amount, one that was far beyond Xander's financial capabilities. And just like that, Xander found himself falling back into the dark pit of debt that he had only recently managed to escape. After putting in so much effort to pay off his previous obligations, he was right back at square one, now burdened with even more loans and financial troubles than before. His reckless attempt to win Avery back had not only failed spectacularly, but it also landed him in a far worse situation than he had been in during our tumultuous marriage. As for Avery, well, she likely never even found out about Xander's ridiculous outburst. She had already moved on, both in terms of her physical location and her emotional state. I can only imagine that she's now living her best life, far away from all the chaos that Xander tried to drag her into. And me? I'm grateful to be distanced from that entire mess. It feels like I'm watching a poorly scripted drama unfold from a safe distance, utterly astonished that I was once part of the same narrative. Honestly, Xander's downfall is a never-ending cycle of his own making. He has yet to learn how to take responsibility for his actions. Instead, he continues to shift the blame onto others, dragging everyone else down with him in the process. But at some point, you have to realize that your choices have consequences, and those consequences don't simply vanish because you wish them to. It's a tough lesson that Xander has failed to grasp, and from the looks of it, he will keep repeating the same mistakes until he finally does. For me, I've found happiness and stability in my new life. Moving away was undoubtedly one of the best decisions I have ever made, and I feel liberated having all that drama behind me. I found peace in my new environment, where Xander's presence is nothing more than a fading memory. His rage and desperation can no longer reach me, and that's a liberating feeling. In the end, I don't feel pity for Xander. After all he put me through and all the turmoil he created for others, this kind of outcome seemed inevitable. His ability to move on, his reckless actions, and his refusal to take accountability have led him right back to the dark place he has always tried to escape. And maybe that's where he'll remain unless he finally decides to change his ways. But for now, that's his burden to carry, not mine. As I reflect on everything that's happened, I can't help but feel a sense of relief wash over me. I've turned the page on that chapter of my life and stepped into a new one where I am free from Xander's toxicity. I'm no longer weighed down by his actions or the consequences of our past. I have the opportunity to build my own future, and I am determined to make the most of it. Now, I wake up every day feeling grateful for my life. I'm surrounded by people who support me, and I'm focused on my goals and dreams. I've learned to appreciate the simple things, like enjoying a quiet morning with a cup of coffee, taking a stroll in the park, and spending quality time with loved ones. My life is filled with positive experiences that I never thought I would have again after everything I went through with Xander. Even though I occasionally hear stories about his misadventures, I find myself laughing rather than feeling any anger or sadness. It's almost comical how his life has spiraled out of control, all due to his own choices. The absurdity of it all brings a smile to my face, and I'm finally in a place where I can appreciate the irony of my past, knowing that I've moved beyond it. So, while Xander may continue to wallow in his own mistakes, I'll be here, living my life to the fullest and cherishing every moment of my newfound freedom. I've closed the door on that chaotic chapter, and I have no intention of looking back.
What on earth is going on here? Wandering around during the day again? As your husband's mother, I am appalled. You're a wife, yet you don't even attempt to take care of the household. Every single day, all you do is waste your husband's hard-earned money. To make matters worse, you're already at a disadvantage in terms of first impressions, considering that you are 5 years older than David. Seriously, why don't you take some time to do the housework? Samantha! You're just out there having fun, so you need to respond to my messages immediately. Ignoring the messages from your husband's mother is absolutely unacceptable. Do you understand?
I am currently at work, though.
What?
I've told you countless times, but I'm not a housewife. I have a job. I go out almost every day during the week because I'm going to the office. After I return home, I handle the housework and I take care of the more detailed tasks on my days off. Honestly, it's been 3 months since we started living together, so can't you at least try to remember my job and how I manage my daily life?
I've remembered your schedule, which is why I'm cautioning you. Listen, you need to hurry home and do the housework. You have responsibilities as a wife. You need to take them seriously.
I have a meeting coming up right now.
What?
I have preparations to make, so please excuse me.
What do you mean you have a meeting? There is absolutely no way you have a meeting when you're not even working. Samantha! This is getting out of hand. Enough already. It's incredibly frustrating to see you neglecting your duties. Do you have any idea how hard David works to support this household? And yet here you are, spending your days frolicking around instead of taking care of the responsibilities that come with being a wife. If you spent even half the time on household chores that you do gallivanting around town, this home would be in much better shape. How can you expect to earn my respect when you won't even acknowledge the importance of your role? It's infuriating. You need to understand that a marriage involves mutual responsibilities, and right now, you're failing miserably in yours. You say you're busy with work, but do you really think that justifies your behavior? You need to prioritize this family and your duties at home. You may be busy, but that's no excuse for neglecting the home you share with my son. We expect you to be a partner, not just someone who's living here without contributing anything meaningful. Can't you see how your actions are affecting everyone around you? You must change your attitude, or I assure you, this will lead to major problems in your marriage. I really hope you reflect on this and take it seriously. We want to see you as a responsible member of this family, not someone who's constantly evading their duties. So please, Samantha, think about how your actions are perceived and what needs to be done moving forward. David, do you have a moment to talk?
Yeah, I'm free now, but what's going on?
You need to seriously consider getting a divorce from that useless wife of yours.
Huh? Mom, what's going on? When you say useless wife, are you really talking about Samantha?
Of course, who else would I be talking about? That woman is out there playing while you're working hard, sweating away to support the family. It's outrageous to think that even now, at this very moment, she's off having fun instead of contributing to the household.
What?
Just earlier today, I sent her a message telling her to hurry home and take care of the housework. Do you want to know what her response was? She said she had a meeting! A meeting! Can you even believe it? There is absolutely no way that a stay-at-home wife could possibly have a meeting.
Well, that's,
Actually, I was just having a serious discussion with your father about our future, and we're planning to implement something important.
Implement something? What do you mean by that?
Now that's a surprise for you. All you have to do is follow our instructions, so don't worry. Oh, and by the way, you might want to consider getting back to work soon. Good luck with that.
Oh, okay. Samantha, I think you're probably busy with work right now, but I'd really appreciate it if you could reply when you get a chance.
David, what's going on? I'm actually free right now. I've adjusted my break schedule a bit to accommodate some work matters, so I can chat.
I see. Thanks for that.
So, what's on your mind?
I'm not completely sure, but it seems like my parents might be plotting something.
Plotting something? What do you mean?
I'm really sorry, I don't have many details at the moment. I heard about it just yesterday. When I tried to get more information from them, they kept insisting that I should just follow their directions without question.
I see.
I apologize for not having more substantial information to share with you. I genuinely tried to get more insights, but I was concerned that if I pushed too hard, they might get suspicious of me and back off.
It's okay. Just having a reason to be cautious is already a big help to me. Thank you for sharing what you could.
I feel so pathetic right now. The situation with my parents moving in happened because I carelessly got caught in a mess. They moved in while I was away and packed up their things, effectively forcing me into this living arrangement without my consent.
I mean, I was shocked when it first happened, and even now I can't fully wrap my head around it, but there were some unavoidable circumstances surrounding it. They had a major argument with my brother-in-law and his wife, and just like that, they were kicked out, ending up on the street with only the clothes on their backs. In that context, I can't really place the blame solely on your parents for stepping in. It was the cold season, and I simply couldn't let them endure that. If I had tried to kick them out and they had gotten sick as a result, I could only imagine how awful I would feel afterward.
However, I really despise that I find myself being manipulated by those who have no understanding of your work or position. It seems like they never had any intention of trying to understand you from the very beginning. And to top it off, I'm currently relying on you financially. I want to be able to stand next to you with confidence as your partner instead of feeling so dependent on you.
David,
I want you to tell me if there's anything I can do to help in this situation.
yeah, thank you. So if you get any more information later, please keep me posted.
Is that all you're looking for?
For now, we can't make any moves without information, can we? If I had to specify, I'd say I want you to be careful, not to let my parents catch on that you're keeping me informed about their plans. Since you aren't being suspected by your mom and dad, I'm confident you can manage that.
I see. Okay.
In any case, let's take it step by step and do what we can to handle this. All right?
Absolutely. I got it.
David, could you do me a quick favor?
Sure, what do you need?
I need you to go to the A real estate office in front of S Station.
Why a real estate office?
Don't worry, I've already made arrangements. If you introduce yourself at the reception, they should be able to assist you right away.
Okay, I understand, but it might take me some time since I need to finish my current tasks first.
That's fine, as long as you can go in at some point, it will be okay. Just remember to let them know who you are when you arrive, and they'll know exactly what to do.
All right, I'll make sure to mention your name when I get there. I'll do my best to wrap things up quickly.
Thank you so much, David. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'll get it done as soon as I can. Samantha, this is an urgent situation.
David?
I know you're probably busy with work, but I need you to come to the A real estate office in front of S Station as soon as you can.
Are you talking about the branch in front of S Station?
Yes, that's the one. My mom and dad are thinking about something really dangerous.
Dangerous? What do you mean?
I can't explain everything right now, but it's important that you come quickly. I'll send you a message with all the details as soon as you're on your way.
All right, I understand. I should be able to get there in about 30 minutes.
I'm sorry for the sudden request, but I really need your help. Samantha, thank you for coming earlier. I really appreciate it.
No problem at all. Actually, I think it ended up helping us push our plan forward, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. I guess it did help a bit.
Okay, I'm going to get back to work now. Let's stick to the plan from here on out.
Got it. Mom, I've finished the procedures on my end.
Thanks for your hard work, David. Were you surprised?
Yeah, that was quite the shocker.
I know, right? Originally, my plan was to complete the paperwork just with Dad and then let you know afterward as a surprise. But they told me that any contract-related documents require the person's consent, so I had to inform you.
That makes sense. It's important to avoid any legal issues. If you didn't follow the rules, it could lead to serious trouble.
Oh no, is that true? I'm glad we found out in advance.
By the way, I'll arrange for the moving company for the big day as well.
Oh really?
I have a friend in the moving business, so I think I can get a good deal.
Well, in that case, should I leave it to you?
Definitely. I've got this covered, so you don't have to worry about a thing.
Thanks, David. Oh, I feel so relieved knowing you're handling it. I knew I could count on you.
Of course! I'll make sure everything goes smoothly.
All right, let's keep everything on track, and if there's anything else you need from me, just let me know.
Absolutely. I'll keep you updated.
Samantha, you should be on your way home by now, right?
I'll be arriving soon. Is there something you need?
Well, even when you get back, you won't be able to get inside. That's because I've already terminated the lease on that house.
What?
David took care of all the paperwork for me.
What exactly are you trying to say?
Samantha, you're going to divorce David. I don't think I need to explain the reasons, but since you're living off him, he has decided to move without you. The son of an elite family doesn't want to be tied down to a lazy wife like you anymore.
Huh? A move and a divorce? Did David actually say he wants a divorce?
You don't even need to ask that. I can tell.
Wow, that's quite impressive. By the way, where are you now?
I'm in the car heading to our new place. A friend of David's who runs a moving company is helping us out by providing transportation, in addition to handling the moving of our belongings.
I see. That's interesting. Just out of curiosity, do you know where you're headed?
Of course! We're heading to the beautiful new house that David rented for us.
A beautiful new house, huh? That's great to hear. So does that mean you're returning your husband who earns $1 a day?
Huh? $1 a day?
Well, if David really wants to divorce me, that's what it implies.
Listen, Samantha, please keep your jokes to yourself. There's no way that David, who's an executive at his company, would earn just $1 a day. Don't say something silly like he's unemployed and living on an allowance of just $1.
Oh, wow, you are right on target with that one.
Huh?
David is currently unemployed.
What?
He left his previous job because it was a pretty tough environment and I had to make him quit for his health. Right now, he's attending a school to obtain a national qualification. He takes his lunch with him and buys a paper bag of vegetable juice that costs less than $1 every day, which I give him at the beginning of the month. Just so you know, this is all by his own choice, so I'm not forcing him to do anything.
Samantha, enough with the nonsense. David is an executive who supports us.
Actually, that's my role.
What?
You didn't believe me even when I introduced myself at the time of our marriage, did you? On the contrary, you interpreted it as if David only decided to marry me because he became an executive. I just can't understand how you could think that way.
I even told you that if you checked the executive list on the W Company website, you would see my name there, but now it seems like you've never looked at it even once, right? Well, You might have been skeptical at first, but David and I have been in a committed relationship. I supported him through his journey to become an executive, and I made sacrifices for him along the way. You see, it's not easy for anyone to balance work and personal life, especially in such a demanding role. But now it seems that all of that has been disregarded in your eyes, as if my efforts mean nothing. Do you even realize the sacrifices I made for this family? I mean, David and I had to endure challenges that came our way, and we faced adversity together. You should understand that just because he's not working right now doesn't diminish his worth or the contributions he's made to our family. In fact, his decision to pursue a qualification shows his dedication to creating a better future for us. It's hard to believe you think so little of him. It's easy to say those things when you're not the one dealing with the day-to-day struggles. Look, I don't expect you to understand everything, but at least show some respect for his efforts. This isn't just about money, it's about values and support. If David has decided to take a break to better himself, that's commendable. It means he's taking charge of his life and working towards a goal that will ultimately benefit all of us. Honestly, you should be more supportive and encouraging him, rather than belittling his choices. After all, we're all in this together, and family means being there for one another. But instead, you choose to criticize and make judgments without fully understanding the situation. You're quick to jump to conclusions without considering the bigger picture. So, it really was there. You're the executive director of W Company? By the way, my maternal grandfather is the president of the company. Huh? So then, does that mean the living expenses, since we started cohabitating, weren't actually paid by David? Yes, that's correct. I've been covering all the costs, including those for your unemployed father-in-law and yourself. Wait a minute. So about that luxury apartment rental agreement that I asked David to handle? Regarding that, just before the contract was finalized, he called me in to discuss the situation, and we decided to forego the luxury apartment contract in favor of renting a different apartment. What? A different one? I'm talking about the new place where David and I will be living. What? What are you talking about? David was supposed to move in with us. David is traveling separately in his own car, isn't he? Yes, he should be following us closely. Wait, he's not here? What? We're on the highway. The luxury apartment we were going to contract is supposed to be in the same state. You just realized that now, huh? What is going on here? Right now the vehicle you're in is a black minivan, isn't it? Yes, but... That vehicle belongs to a civil engineering company called Oniwa Group. Oniwa Group? I feel like I've heard of that. Please inform your father-in-law as well. Both of you will be moving into the company housing provided by Oniwa Group. What? Your father-in-law's brother, your brother-in-law, will be living right next door. My brother-in-law? I thought I recognized the name Oniwa Group. It turns out it was your brother-in-law's workplace. He's actually an uncle to David, but I've heard that in his younger days he was quite the wild one. Thanks to the excellent employee training at Oniwa Group, he's transformed from being a rowdy troublemaker known for causing injuries during his antics into a well-respected, charismatic figure who is loved by his subordinates. That's not just charismatic, it's annoying! I can't believe I have to live near someone like that and, on top of it all, work in the same place! But it's a good thing. It's not good! Well, you don't have anywhere else to stay, do you? Isn't it better than wandering the streets unemployed? That's true, but if we cohabitate in your new place... Oh, absolutely not. What? Then I'll be here waiting for David to arrive while I start meditating. Wait! Excuse me. Samantha, wait! David! Hey, respond to me! You're not really heading over to Samantha's place, are you? David! The husband was raised as the only son among two male siblings, a circumstance that inevitably shaped his upbringing in significant ways.
He was excessively doted on by his parents, a situation that led him to develop into the kind of good boy who could never defy their wishes or expectations. This environment fostered a sense of obligation within him, creating a long-standing bond with his parents that began to feel more like a curse than a blessing. The expectations they placed upon him were immense, and he felt a constant pressure to maintain the image of the perfect son. This deeply ingrained sense of duty, cultivated over many years, created the sort of emotional bondage that seemed to overshadow every aspect of his life. It wasn't until he encountered me, a representative from a business partner, that he began to see things differently. The reality of his situation was slowly dawning upon him, and our meeting marked a pivotal moment in his life, leading us to where we are now in this complicated yet hopeful journey of self-discovery. After years of living under the suffocating weight of his parents' expectations, David has finally reached a turning point in his life. The moment of liberation that he has longed for has finally arrived. He successfully obtained a national qualification, an achievement that many would consider significant and indicative of a promising future. Since then, he's been diligently working at his new job, a role that not only challenges him, but also empowers him to explore his potential and capabilities in ways he had never imagined. This new chapter in his life marks a shift, not only in his career, but also in his personal growth and development as an individual. However, with the arrival of this new job comes the inevitable challenge of dealing with his in-laws, who are an ever-present source of concern. They embody the kind of overbearing parental figures that can easily undermine one's self-esteem and autonomy. I can vividly recall a recent incident that encapsulated the essence of this issue perfectly. Picture this: a luxury black van, sleek and imposing, pulls up with a sense of urgency and authority. My heart raced as I felt an overwhelming wave of tension sweep over me, an anxiety that was palpable in the air. I felt compelled to confront them, boldly shouting for them to turn back right away. Despite my bravado, a glance around revealed that I was encircled by a group of remarkably strong employees, all of whom seemed to have muscles rippling beneath their shirts, casting an intimidating shadow over me. The sight of these imposing figures surrounding me made my heart drop. My confidence was quickly eroding under their scrutiny, and I felt incredibly vulnerable in that moment. At that moment, reality sank in. The gravity of my predicament was becoming clearer, and my initial bravado began to fade. Instead of feeling empowered by my outburst, I found myself flustered and overwhelmed, almost as if I was caught in a surreal nightmare. The realization of being cornered hit me hard, leading to a flurry of anxious thoughts. I was awash with embarrassment and a sense of defeat, shrinking into myself and letting out a soft sigh of resignation. I felt like I was facing a daunting mountain that seemed insurmountable, with no clear path forward. It took a moment, but it seemed that David and I were both beginning to comprehend the seriousness of our situation. Our precious bravado was fading away, replaced by a sobering understanding of our current circumstances. David's parents, who had always loomed large in his life, were finally making their presence felt in a way that was hard to ignore. Following the confrontation, they seemed to quiet down, and we could only hope that this marked a turning point in their approach. As we transitioned from that tense moment, we ultimately found ourselves entering company housing. The atmosphere was heavy with the weight of what had just transpired, yet there was an undercurrent of hope and resilience that began to bubble to the surface. In this new living arrangement, David was finally able to confront the very issues that had held him captive for so long. It was a time for reflection, growth, and ultimately, transformation. The combination of strict yet loving education that he was now receiving was crucial in helping him break free from the emotional chains that had bound him. It was clear that he was undergoing a transformation, albeit a painful one. He was gradually being molded into a more resilient version of himself, one that could stand tall against the pressures that had previously defined him. The idea of being toughened up was more than just a saying, it was becoming his reality. While he navigated this new chapter, it became evident that he was struggling, often brought to the brink of tears as he faced the harsh realities of life without the protective bubble of his parents. But this struggle was necessary. It was a trial by fire, a way to reshape his character and instill a sense of determination that had been lacking for so long. Each day was a test of his resolve, pushing him to dig deep and find the inner strength he never knew he had. It was a daunting challenge, but one that was essential for his personal growth. I could see the changes in him, not just in his demeanor, but also in the way he approached challenges. The man who once cowered in the shadow of his parents was slowly emerging from that shell, albeit with great effort. The journey was far from easy, but with every hurdle he faced, David was becoming a more complete person. Someone who could finally start to carve out his own identity and separate from his family.
The education he was receiving was strict, designed to instill discipline and a sense of accountability. Yet there was an undeniable element of love woven through it all. It was this blend of rigor and affection that would eventually help him break free from the emotional chains that had bound him for years. The concept of tough love became a guiding principle in his transformation. David was learning that while it was important to have love and support, it was equally vital to understand the value of hard work and perseverance. As he began to embrace this newfound philosophy, I could sense a shift in his confidence. The once timid man was starting to stand a little taller, his shoulders squaring as he faced the world. No longer was he just the boy who did everything his parents wanted. He was becoming a man capable of making his own decisions and asserting his own will. With each passing day, he was building a foundation for a life that he could truly call his own. While the journey was still ongoing, I was optimistic about where it would lead him. David had already shown tremendous strength in his pursuit of independence, and I believed he would continue to do so. With the support of those around him and the gradual shedding of his old self, he would ultimately emerge as the man he was meant to be. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Payday is coming soon, right? About this month's remittance. Huh? This month I'm going to raise the amount again. Wait a minute, Mom? Is this some kind of joke? If you raise the amount any higher, I won't be able to afford my own living expenses. What are you saying? It's only natural for children to send money to their parents. Yes, I understand that, and I'm still sending money, but can we talk about the amount? It's becoming unreasonable. By the way, is Dan still sending his remittance? Is it still the same amount, $1,500 every month? Of course, Dan is so successful, talented, and such a dutiful son. There's no way I'd burden him with more. Yeah, I shouldn't have asked. But listen, I can't increase it anymore. What? Like I said earlier, I really can't do it anymore. Even right now, I'm barely managing to make ends meet. If you push me further, I really won't be able to survive. Then just cut back on your expenses even more. It's as simple as that. If I cut back any more, I'll be living a life that's not even human. I'm barely living as it is, and you're asking me to scrape by even more? Then just work harder and earn more money. Do you even hear what you're saying? You're asking me to sacrifice everything just to increase the remittance, and for what reason? It's ridiculous. Don't you have any sense of duty towards your family? You left this house out of your selfishness, so it's only right that we decide the amount you send back. I left because I had no place in the house, not because I was being selfish. And let me remind you, I'm already sending you $3,500 every month. That's a huge amount. If you include Dan's contribution, it's a small fortune. Besides, isn't Dad receiving his pension starting this year, and didn't he get rehired after retirement? Well, yes, he's still working. So you're getting his pension and he's still earning a salary, right? And on top of that, you're asking me to increase the remittance? It's just you and Dad at home now. What kind of extravagant life are you living that justifies asking for more? I'd really love to hear an explanation of where all this $3,500 is going. Stop being so selfish. How am I being selfish? I'm not increasing the amount, period. It's already too much, and if you keep pushing, I might just lower it. What? How dare you talk back to your own mother like this? Can't you listen to your parents? Look, even if you are my parents, there are limits to what I can agree to. Don't you understand that? I can't just do everything you ask for without question. All right, I have said my piece. Bye. Wait, Ruth, come back here.
Ruth, is it true that you haven't sent this month's remittance yet?
Yeah, I haven't sent it.
Why not?
Because Mom made an unreasonable demand and I'm holding off until we resolve it. Once things are settled, I'll send the money.
But you promised that you'd send money every month when you moved out of the house. That was the condition, wasn't it? This is starting to look a bit selfish, don't you think?
Wait, are you going to ask me to increase the remittance like Mom did?
Well, yes, I think it's time you raised the amount. Honestly, I believe it would be a good opportunity for you to learn how to manage your finances more wisely.
What are you even talking about? Look, Dan can afford to send $1,500 a month because he runs his own company and earns over $100,000 a year. But my situation is totally different from his. I told Mom the same thing. If you expect me to send more, I won't be able to cover my own living costs. I'm seriously begging you, cut me some slack.
Ruth, what exactly do you do for a living?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I thought you were in a specialized profession with the potential for high earnings. But if you're telling me you can't survive after sending the little amount of money you do, I have to wonder, are you really working properly, or are you just wasting your money carelessly?
What?
Given the current situation, it's hard not to think that. Look at Dan. He sends $1,500 every month without complaint. You, on the other hand, send a mere $100. Do you even respect your parents?
$100? Wait, what are you talking about?
Yes, $100. That's all you send, while Dan is sending 10 times that amount. What does that say about you?
Wait. What do you mean $100? I've been sending $3,500 every month.
$3,500? Are you serious?
Yes, 5 years ago when I first moved out, I was sending $1,000 a month. But then it kept increasing because of things like Mom saying she needed money for medical appointments, or that she had to take out a loan to replace the car, or that the electricity bills were too high. So little by little, the amount went up until about 6 months ago when it reached $3,500. All that time, I kept sending the money because I felt it was my duty after moving out, and I lived as frugally as possible to make it work. But recently, my coworkers started to notice how I was living, and one of them even scolded me, saying I need to think about my own financial limits. That was when I realized how absurd it had all become.
Ruth, I'm telling you, the fact remains that we've only received $100 from you.
I swear, I have been sending $3,500.
Are you still saying that?
Of course I am. It's the truth, and I've been doing it for months now.
Don't lie to me. If what you're saying is true, then stop the payments.
Wait, stop them? What do you mean?
I'm saying if you're really sending that much, then stop. Let's see what happens.
Wait, are you seriously telling me I can stop sending money? You don't want me to reduce the amount, but just stop entirely? $0?
Yes, you think we can't survive without your remittance? We're not living in such poverty that we'd struggle if your money stopped coming in.
Oh, so that's how it is.
However, if you do stop sending money, don't even think about stepping foot back into this house. You'll no longer have a place in this family.
That's fine by me.
What?
I moved out 5 years ago with no intention of coming back. I started my own life, and if you're telling me I can stop the remittance, that's the best news I've heard in a long time. It's a huge relief.
Wait, Ruth!
Oh, and make sure to let Mom know, too. I'm done. Bye.
Why is she so happy?
Ruth, hurry up and send the remittance. For now, I'm fine with the usual $3,500. Just make sure you transfer it today.
Huh? I'm not sending any more remittances.
What? You can't do that. I'm in the middle of dealing with so many bills. The payment deadlines are coming up fast.
Like I said, I'm not sending any more money.
Are you really going to break the promise you made when you left the house? If you don't start sending money again, I'll bring you back home.
Excuse me?
If you want to continue living on your own, then send the remittance right now. And from next month, I expect you to send $4,000.
Wait, Mom, are you telling me not to come back home, or that you're going to force me to come back? Which is it exactly?
I'm saying that if you stop sending money, I'll make you come back home.
But Dad told me if you stop sending the remittance, we'll never let you set foot in this house again.
What? He really said that?
Yes, he told me that yesterday. So before you start giving me an ultimatum, how about you and Dad get on the same page? Look, even if I were to start sending money again, I'd prioritize my own life first. And if I do decide to send anything, the amount will be a lot less than what I've been giving you.
Hey, where are you?
Oh, Carter, I thought you were at work today.
I finished early because of some maintenance at the office building.
Oh, I see.
So where are you now?
I'm just out shopping a bit.
Come home without buying anything. I just checked the mailbox and we received a collection notice.
What? A collection notice?
Are you in debt?
Yes, but it's not what you think. I didn't mean for this to happen. I've been trying to manage my finances.
This is serious. How could you let it get to this point? You need to explain what's going on right now. Ruth, please, I need you to start sending the remittance again.
Huh? Dad? What's with the sudden request? I thought you said you wouldn't have any problems without my remittance.
Well, that's not quite the case. The other day I found multiple collection notices addressed to your mother.
Collection notices? What do you mean?
It seems she had been collecting the mail and hiding it before I could see it. They were right in the mailbox, but she made sure to keep them away from me.
So this means there's debt involved?
Yes, it's quite a significant amount, actually. We're talking about hundreds of thousands.
What? Are you serious? So my remittance of $3,500 has been going toward paying off that debt?
Apparently, that's exactly what was happening. They've been borrowing money and paying it off, only to borrow again. Your remittance was being used as a way to keep this cycle going. But now the amounts they've been borrowing have increased, and for various reasons, they've been asking for more money from you.
What about Dan? What's his remittance situation?
I double-checked with him earlier, and it turns out he was actually sending $2,000 instead of the $1,500 we thought.
Wow. So he's sending even more than we realized. That's still less than my $3,500, right?
Well, yes, but that's possibly due to how your mother feels about each of you. She's always had a soft spot for Dan.
Yeah, I know. Mom definitely dotes on him, but still, $2,000 is quite a lot. I guess that really shows how desperate they are for money right now.
From what I understand, of that $2,000, around $1,500 is purely for living expenses.
Right. So it sounds like they're really in a tough spot financially. But given everything, I think it's impossible for me to resume sending money at this point.
Wait, why do you say that? Don't you think we should find a way to help them?
First, we need to understand the reason behind their debts. I mean, what led them to this point? Why did Mom take out loans in the first place? And what has she been spending the money on?
That's a good point. We need to have a serious conversation with your mother about this. We can't just keep throwing money at the problem without knowing the full story. This cycle has to stop somewhere.
Exactly. I want to help them, but I can't just keep feeding into this without understanding what's going on. I also have my own finances to manage.
Right. And you should not be put in a position where you're sacrificing your stability for theirs. We need a plan.
Yes, we definitely need to get to the bottom of this. Once we talk to Mom, we can figure out what's truly needed and how to move forward from here.
Ruth, I want to apologize for the horrible things I said the other day.
Huh? Oh, you mean the conversation we had last time?
Yes, I know this sounds like an excuse, but I genuinely had no idea about your mother's debt. I had completely entrusted her with managing the household finances. I was led to believe that your remittance was only $100 and that Dan was sending $1,500. I took that at face value without questioning it. Then one day I happened to overhear your mother mumbling about the remittances, and without fully understanding the situation, I ended up complaining to you.
Okay, Dad, I appreciate your honesty. It's good to know you weren't fully aware of everything.
I truly am sorry for how I reacted.
Thank you for saying that. Now, do you have any idea what caused her debt? I've always thought she was a bit careless with money, but I never imagined it was serious enough to accumulate debt. What could have happened?
Well, it turns out she got really into hosting.
Hosting? You mean like she's been spending money on that?
Yes, apparently. From what I've gathered, she was doing more than just socializing. It seems she got heavily involved in that lifestyle.
Oh my God.
I truly believe this is going to lead to a divorce.
Yeah, I can see that. It's definitely a complicated situation. But Dad, how do you even handle something like that? A mother over 60 getting into debt from hosting? It's just so hard to process.
I know, it's rough, and honestly, it's painful to think about. I never thought we'd be in this situation. I've always believed we could get through anything as a family, but now it's like everything is unraveling. I feel a mix of anger and sorrow.
I get it. This is beyond just a financial issue. It's about trust and family. I can't believe she would put herself in this position at her age. It's just heartbreaking.
Exactly. It's not just about the money, it's about how it affects our family and her health. I worry about what this means for her future. How could she be so reckless?
It sounds like she was trying to fill some kind of void in her life, but she ended up making things worse. I mean, is this really the path she wanted to go down? It just seems so out of character for her.
I know, right? It makes me wonder what she's been feeling or if she's going through something we didn't see. Maybe she's been feeling lonely or unfulfilled. Whatever the reason, it's clear she needs help, and we need to address this together.
Yes, we definitely need to have a serious discussion with her. I'm not sure how she'll react, but we need to confront this issue head on. It can't go on like this.
Agreed. Let's try to figure out a way to support her, but also make sure she understands the gravity of the situation. We can't just let this spiral further out of control.
Ruth, you've been living in this apartment, haven't you?
Huh? Mom, what are you talking about?
This apartment, room 105.
What about it?
I just ran into a resident from here, and they told me that ever since you moved out 2 months ago, that room has been empty.
First, I want to know how you even found out about that room. I never told anyone my new address since I left home.
When I went back to the house, I found a New Year's card addressed to Grandma. It had your old address on it.
Oh, that card. I actually moved right after I sent that out. I plan to send Grandma a moving notice once I get settled in.
Why would you choose to move out at this time?
I was able to move to a more secure place because I no longer need to send remittances. It seemed like the right decision. So you came all the way here for what? That must have taken at least 2.5 hours on the fastest bus from your house.
I got divorced from your father. Right after that, I returned home. But when Grandma found out the reason for the divorce, she declared that she never wanted to see me again. I heard your father went to Dan's place, and as for that host boyfriend of mine, well, he dumped me.
Wait, are you saying you have no choice but to come live with me?
I mean, what else am I supposed to do? I don't have any other options.
No way, you're joking, right?
Why would you think that?
I already know why you got divorced.
What do you mean? Who told you?
Well, it's not like it's a secret. It's about the debts, your obsession with those hosts, and finally, the infidelity, right? Just the thought of having a mother who lives like that makes my skin crawl. I can't possibly live with you.
Ruth, please! Think about everything I've done for you while raising you. I thought we could live together again as a way to repay that.
You lied to Dad about how much I send home every month. I know you've been secretly borrowing money and making those payments behind my back. I don't want to be dragged into any more of your messes, all right?
Ruth, about your new address.
I'm not telling you.
Wait a minute.
Goodbye. What on earth is she thinking? I truly cannot understand my mother's thought process. To be honest, I don't even want to understand it. After all, she failed to come to me for help, and now, because of that, she really has no place to go. For several days, she's been wandering around the nearby park, seemingly lost and without direction. While I was searching for her, I was approached by a group who had apparently been looking for her too. Before I knew it, they took me along with them, and I felt an odd sense of connection with these strangers, united by our concern for someone who had once been a central figure in my life. The days turned into an agonizing blur as I tried to piece together my mother's whereabouts. I could picture her in the park, sitting on a bench, staring off into the distance, seemingly lost in thought. I imagined her mind racing with all the burdens she carried. Is she reminiscing about better times or contemplating her next move? It's troubling to consider that her situation could spiral even further into despair. I remember the times when she was a vibrant part of my life, full of laughter and warmth. Those memories felt like a distant dream now. The thought of her aimlessly wandering without purpose gnawed at my insides. I had always assumed she would reach out if she needed help, but her silence spoke volumes about her state of mind. Was it pride, shame, or something else that kept her from turning to me? Days later, I encountered a group of people who seemed genuinely concerned about her. They approached me, asking questions about her whereabouts. Their faces were a mix of worry and sympathy, and I felt a strange kinship with them, despite not knowing them. It struck me how many lives my mother had touched, and yet she was now isolated and alone. They led me to a cafe nearby where we sat down to discuss what we knew. I learned that this group had been trying to find her for a while. They recounted stories of their encounters with her, how she would often sit alone, engaging in conversations with strangers, offering her insights on life, and sometimes sharing bits of her own struggles. I listened intently, taking in every detail, feeling both comforted and alarmed by the kindness of these people. As they spoke, I felt my own frustration bubbling to the surface. I should have been the one helping her, not these strangers. It was disheartening to realize how disconnected I had become from her reality. Perhaps I had been so consumed by my own life that I overlooked the signs of her distress. It dawned on me that I should have done more to reach out and check on her. How could I have let her fall through the cracks like this? One of the individuals in the group shared how they had seen my mother around the park, often appearing lost or withdrawn. Their words painted a picture of a woman who was not just my mother, but a person struggling to maintain her sense of self amidst a storm of challenges. Each story reinforced my commitment to find her and help her find her way back to stability. After several exhausting days of searching, I received an unexpected call from a friend of my mother's. He mentioned that there had been some unusual activity in his bank account. A deposit made by my mother. I felt a mixture of relief and dread wash over me. On one hand, it seemed she was still alive and functioning in some capacity, but on the other hand, it meant she was still entangled in a web of debt. The knowledge that she was engaging in financial transactions, even if they were questionable, added another layer to my concern. I shared this news with my father and brother, a reunion of sorts after years of silence. It was awkward at first, with so much unspoken tension hanging in the air. However, as we began discussing our mother, an unexpected warmth began to surface around us. We reminisced about the good times, family gatherings, birthdays, and the laughter we shared. Those memories felt bittersweet, contrasting sharply with the current reality we faced. My father, with his furrowed brow, spoke up first. I always thought she would find her way back. She's a strong woman, but lately, it feels like she's lost her way. My brother chimed in, his voice laced with concern. We need to figure out what's going on with her. This can't go on. She can't keep living like this. I nodded in agreement, feeling a surge of determination. We all knew we had to do something, but what? As we talked, an unspoken understanding began to form between us. We recognized that it was time to mend the frayed bonds of our family. The weight of our collective worry about our mother pulled us closer together. We realized that we needed to support each other through this challenging period, despite the long-standing distance and silence. My brother looked at both my father and me and said, "We should make it a point to check in on each other. Even just a simple text now and then would mean a lot." My father nodded in agreement, his expression softening. "You're right. Life is too short to be distant. We need to look out for each other, especially now." With that renewed commitment, we made a pact to stay in touch. It felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. We were no longer alone in this struggle. The tension that had once filled the room gradually dissipated, replaced by a shared sense of purpose. Dan, who had been quietly listening to our conversation, chimed in with a brilliant idea. "Why don't we create a family group chat? It'll be a fun way to share updates and keep each other in the loop." His suggestion sparked a sense of excitement among us. It felt like a fresh start, a small yet significant step towards reestablishing our family ties. We quickly set up the group chat, each of us sharing our contact information and a few lighthearted messages to break the ice. As the messages flowed in, I felt a renewed sense of hope. Perhaps this was exactly what we needed, a way to connect without the heaviness of our current situation overshadowing everything. We could share photos, jokes, and everyday moments, creating new memories even amidst the chaos. I left the meeting with my father and brother feeling lighter. Despite the gravity of our mother's circumstances, I had hope that we could find a way to support her together. I realized that family didn't have to be perfect, it just had to be there for one another in times of need. In the following weeks, we kept the group chat active, sharing snippets of our lives and encouraging one another to stay connected. I felt a sense of belonging that I hadn't experienced in a long time. Even though my mother remained elusive, I took comfort in the knowledge that I was not alone in the struggle. Then one day I received a message from my brother. He had managed to track down one of our mother's acquaintances. "I spoke with someone who said they saw her last week," he wrote.
They said she seemed okay, just a bit withdrawn. It's not much, but it's something. I felt a surge of hope. It was reassuring to know that she was alive and, at least outwardly, appeared to be fine. But my heart still ached for her. I couldn't shake the feeling that she was in over her head, struggling with demons we couldn't see. As the weeks turned into months, our family dynamics began to shift. We made an effort to reconnect, sharing not just our concerns about our mother, but also celebrating the milestones in our lives. Birthdays and anniversaries became occasions for us to come together, even if virtually. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.